Welcome to WayWut, your weekly verbal double take. This is a rabbit hole podcast where a couple of old guys do moderate to shallow dives into various topics, ranging from true crime, paranormal, sports, pop culture, or anything else that we find interesting. We drop episodes every Tuesday and on Fridays if we feel like it. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and TikTok. We appreciate you joining us. And now that we got all this self-promotion stuff out of the way, here we go. Hey. Welcome again to another episode of WayWut. My name is Darrell, and I will be the head host today. And here I am with the guy that prank calls ET's home, Jason. Yeah.
It's interesting.
You need to leave him alone. He was obviously a mentally challenged alien.
He was all white and ashy.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start today off with what I'm referring to as a pessimistic rant. So
But you're an optimist, Darrell.
No, I am not. You know that.
I know. I'm right there with you.
Nah, you're more optimistic than I am.
Just talk to my wife.
Okay. All right. Well, whenever you watch movies, or whenever we watch movies, whoever, we typically get all sorts of like aliens and monsters. Some of them want to kill everyone or conquer the earth, or some of them just want to be our friends. If you want good aliens or bad aliens, good Bigfoot or bad Bigfoot, or even mean vampires or sparkly vampires, there is a movie for you. You have options. In real life, the majority of people seem to lean towards things like Bigfoot and aliens being good at best and benign at worst. And when I mean by like the majority of people, I mean like the majority of people that are like always talking about that stuff. Crap. Yeah. I don't mean like, if you polled every single person in the world, they'd have like some opinion on Bigfoot's demeanor. I'm talking about like the people you see on TV saying, I'm looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah, first they have to believe before they could give an opinion.
There are some alien believers that believe we're being infiltrated or that we're even already taken over. And there's even a few, just like a handful of Bigfoot stories where he's portrayed as a scary beast. But most of those outspoken believers are people that say that aliens are these benevolent beings that are put off by humanity's worst attributes. Humanity's too violent and scary. Mm-hmm. They could come and cure cancer and give us clean energy, but too many people like Will Ferrell movies, so they won't help us. Well, it's true.
There's not that many people. You're the only one.
A lot of these people are also, the crazy, that's judgmental. A lot of the believer people also believe that Bigfoot is like this big, giant, fuzzy vegetarian that befriends all the creatures of the forest like a Disney princess.
It all matters what channel you're watching.
Yeah, it does, because, it's the ones that are like, oh, we want to go out there and find him. He's a peaceful being. I'm a firm believer that most people suck. You don't take in as much true crime content as well as research it and think that people are great.
Yeah.
Just because aliens are smart enough to make flying saucers and walk around naked does not mean that they will be nice.
No.
If anything, it makes them more likely to be bad. You don't explore the galaxy to save random planets or make the universe a better place.
True. You're looking for something.
Yeah, you're looking for territory, resources. Otherwise, there's no benefit in doing it. But Darrell, they're more selfless than we are. Bullshit.
Prove it.
Yeah. As for Bigfoot, I said it before and I'll say it again. Wild animals can be cute, but they are wild animals. A
Mm-hmm.
deer is a beautiful, majestic animal. They have straight up killed people that just get too close to them.
Yeah. I've seen Tommy Boy. You see what he did to that car?
I've actually seen actual footage of deer attacking people, so
Yeah. Any
if
animal's a lot
it
stronger than us.
um, typically if a deer, which is an easily frightened and timid creature, can kill people, then what do you think an 8 foot tall hairy beast monkey man with giant feet can do?
Very true.
All right. I get wanting to go into the unknown with optimism and an open mind. And that's great if you don't care if you live or die. Personally, I'm not going to walk towards an alien with open arms hoping to be the first human to hug an alien. I'm also not going to be dumb and attack them. I mean, that's just as stupid. But what I figure I would probably do is go watch all the news coverage on these aliens in the most rural, remote place I can find. If they're going to Independence Day, our planet, then I want to be somewhere where there's few as people as possible.
Huh? It's a good take on
If I,
that.
yeah, if I see a Bigfoot, I will take a picture and a video of it. And if I have a gun, I'm going to put a bullet in its giant head.
You made that very well known in a prior episode.
I mean, I don't have a tranquilizer gun. If I was specifically hunting for Bigfoot, like wanting to capture him, yes, I would carry a tranquilizer gun. I'm assuming I would come across it in the rare event of me hiking or the more likely event of me hunting.
Yeah, very
And
rare
I'm
you
not
hacking.
I'm not going to walk away from that story you know, with nobody believing me. I will drag that giant hairy carcass back just so that people are like, "Oh shit, he's for real. He's not lying." And then he'll be all like spread out on my living room floor like this.
Would it be on his back or on his stomach?
On his stomach, just like a bear rug.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. On that note, if I do come across anything like that, I'm going to be as public as possible. If the government is going to disappear me for letting out their little secret Bigfoots or secret aliens, then everyone's going to know. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to live stream every moment of my day until I'm sure that I'm not going to be erased. Just absolutely, people, would go online and see me pooping because I'd have to keep a camera on me at all times just so that they could see the government assassin take me out. So you might be asking yourself, why is Darrell ranting about something so weird?
No.
Well, we all know that I like to talk about weird volcano mountains that have things to do with aliens, and there just happens to be another one. This
Ooh.
one is Mount Adams. It is a bit of a UFO and Bigfoot hotspot in Washington state.
All right.
It's also absolutely full of those people that think that any aliens coming here are full of positive energy and vegan cookies.
They know they're sinister.
Yeah. Well, Mount Adams, as I just said, is an active volcano. It has not erupted in over 1,000 years. It is the second highest peak in Washington at 12,307 feet. It was named after the second president, John Adams, and is only about 35 miles away from Mount St. Helens. You remember Mount St. Helens, the one that blew up in like 1980 and killed some people? That
Yeah,
one?
it was a big one.
Before it was Mount Adams, it was called Pato or Klickitat.
Oh.
by the Native Americans in that area. There are many legends about the mountain, most making it a godlike figure that is in love or loved by other mountains, such as Mount St. Helens, because uh, the Indian folklore I came across kept saying that these mountains were in love with each other. So that was kind of sweet and weird. The one that stood out the most to me was the legend that a Thunderbird named Inupla lives on Mount Adams. This marks our first cryptid on Mount Adams. According to Native American legends, Inupla, okay, whatever, would terrorize the people around the mountain until Spilly, the coyote god, came along and whooped the Thunderbird's ass.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry for anybody out there that speaks whichever Native American tongue those were taken from, but my tongue is not trained to do things like that.
It's very odd pronunciations.
It's not easy.
Mm-mm.
Fast forward a handful of centuries, and in 1830s, a guy named I'm stuck here because I'm like, do I pronounce it Hal or Hall? It's spelled Hall. I'll call him Hall. Hall
Yeah.
Kelly began a campaign to rename the Cascade Mountain Range to the President's Mountain Range. He wanted to rename the major mountains after all the presidents that we'd had up to that point.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah. After some screw ups and map mistakes, they eventually named the mountain Mount Adams in 1853. They kept saying, okay, we're going to name this mountain Mount Adams, and they never were getting it right. And so some other mountain ended up with that name, and that's how we got it. Which was followed by its first recorded ascent in 1854 by Andrew Glenn Aiken, Edward J. Allen, and Andrew J. Burge. So 3 guys. Today, Mount Adams is within the area of Gifford Pinchot National Forest. There you can hike, camp, or go on a tour to look for Bigfoot. Yes, there are companies that will take you into the woods where you can look for Bigfoot. They don't play either because you get to set up trail cams, learn tracking, learn how to plaster cast footprints, and you get to fly drones around to look
Cool.
for Bigfoot. It's pretty admirable because if they sold you on the idea that you'd see Bigfoot, it would seem like a scam. If they sell you on the idea that you'll look for Bigfoot, but then do all that other cool stuff, then it seems like you got a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I paid somebody however many hundreds of dollars, but they taught me how to track and they let me fly.
You got
a cool
something
drone.
out of it.
Yeah.
Instead of following somebody around.
So, unlike Jason, I'm not going to go over in any of the many Bigfoot sightings from the area.
2. I went over 2.
No. If you listen to Jason's Cattle Lake episode, then you know how I feel about people's Bigfoot testimonials.
Yes.
They're
It's a
nonsense.
touchy subject.
Yeah. What I will go over is one kind of odd and funny Bigfoot search goof, I guess is the best way I can describe it.
Okay.
On September 22nd, 2000, 12-person expedition went on a 7-day expedition in the Gifford Pinchot National Forest looking for Bigfoot. They hiked through the forest to various areas that are known for Bigfoot sightings. But they weren't just looking, they were also trying to entice Bigfoot to show himself or itself. They would put out fruits and peanuts at various
Peanuts.
at various baiting sites that they would monitor. Keep in mind, most people that really love Bigfoot are insistent that he's a vegetarian. So
I've
just
never heard peanuts ever. Don't they watch beef jerky commercials?
I vegetarian vegan Bigfoot doesn't play with jerky. They would also play Sasquatch calls on a boombox,
I
which
love to hear that.
whatever.
Got that bass in it.
Now, don't worry. Just in case Bigfoot didn't want to see any other, Sasquatches, so the calls wouldn't bring him over. He's antisocial Bigfoot. They also played the sounds of children playing and a baby crying on the boombox.
What?
I understand that they did this because they believe that Bigfoot is a shy, peaceful creature that would either want to rescue the baby or watch the innocent children playing. Which
They're
first
describing the
has me
wrong person.
wondering, what was that?
They're describing the wrong type of person.
I was kind of wondering if Bigfoot's like some sort of registered offender. But that aside, have they considered what if they're wrong about Bigfoot? What if he hears that and he thinks food or that he hates noisy kids? That seems like a good way to have a giant monkey man beat you to death. On top of that, what if he starts associating baby cries and kids playing with groups of adults that keep following him? Some poor kids or a baby is going to end up stomped to death by Bigfoot because he's getting assaulted with baby and kid noises in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
According to them, their baiting worked.
Oh, okay.
And no one got squished in the process. They found an impression on the ground where a Bigfoot had been laying.
Okay.
Yeah. According to their press release on October 23rd, 2000, the impression showed his left forearm, hip, thigh, and heel. They used 200 pounds of plaster and created a cast of the impression. The
A lot of damn
dimension,
plaster.
yeah, the dimensions of the parts visible in the impression indicated that its body was 40 to 50% larger than that of a 6-foot tall person. So about 9 feet tall. Furthermore, they were able to collect hair with characteristics that are similar to other alleged Bigfoot hairs.
Okay. That's something that they could compare to.
Yeah,
Okay. You got me?
but on March 3rd, 2001, a man named Mark Hume wrote an article for the National Post of Canada where he says that the imprint is actually the hindquarters of an elk. He went on to say that the hair from the site had been analyzed and found to be elk hair.
Mm.
Furthermore, they only ever had the press conference where they talked about their plaster cast and showed it off. They never had an academic article or lab results published. They're just like, hey, everybody, look what we found. And then they quietly skulked away.
They didn't want anybody to check them out. No fact checking here.
It's just, hey, we found Bigfoot. Everybody's like, woo! And they're like, catch you later.
Don't tell nobody.
Don't worry, though. There's also alleged sightings of another cryptid in the area between Mount St. Helens and Mount Adams. It's known as the Bat Squatch.
God. Oh.
Again, there's just some sighting stories, no pictures, videos, or anything concrete. But just the fact that there's an alleged flying Bigfoot needs to be just known. I just want to make sure that people are aware out there that somewhere in Washington there is a flying Bigfoot.
Just add
Allegedly,
wings to anything. It makes it more terrifying.
I guess.
I don't know what I was envisioning, but I did not envisioning a Bigfoot with wings. I was envisioning
That
a
Squatch did not make you think of a Bigfoot with wings?
no. I was thinking of a bat that looks like a Bigfoot, a big ass bat, just a
Okay.
huge bat.
Well, maybe it's that.
Either way, it's still got giant wings.
All right, that's enough of the silly Bigfoot stuff. I want to get to the real reason that I wanted to talk about another mountain. Aliens.
Mm.
Mount Adams is a UAP hotspot.
Ooh, you said it right.
In that area specifically is a place called Gilliland's Ranch, aka Gilliland's ECETI Ranch or Sattva Sanctuary. The ranch is in Trout Lake, Washington, at the base of Mount Adams. It belongs to a man named James Gilliland, who is said to have begun the group known as Enlightened Contact with Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or ECETI.
Just rolls off the tongue.
ECETI is a lot easier to say.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2003, this ranch has hosted UAP/UFO sighting events. James has claims to have seen alien ships almost every night. The cool thing about this one is that there are plenty of pictures and videos to accompany his claims. People flock to this ranch for a chance to see things, and granted, most of the things they see are lights moving off in the distance. But that's what I saw whenever I was a kid. You know, looked like a star just
Airplanes,
moving
yeah.
around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the story you told before, y'all's hunting story.
Yeah. So that's what people are kind of seeing there and what they record. You will see these lights moving around, and sometimes they blink, sometimes they get bigger, sometimes they get smaller.
What was the name of the ranch again?
Gilliland's Ranch. Gilliland. That's why it just rolls off the tongue there.
Man.
Which I kind of wonder how much of the activity there fuels Washington itself, because Washington is number one in UFO UAP sightings by state.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And this place has people seeing them there weekly. Gilliland's Ranch offers lodging in cabins on the ranch that are very rustic, or you can pay to camp there. I've watched videos of people that stay there to see UAPs, and what's really funny is the people that they meet while they're there. They are very much the I sense your energy harmonizing with the universe. The aliens are coming to enlighten us type of people. The ones that are, I feel your aura, aliens, come.
Birds of a feather, man.
The cool thing is, those people seem really, really nice. All the videos I've watched where they're talking to those people that are different than me all seem very nice, unlike me. Which I kind of got to figure that people that see the best in alien beings that are far more technologically advanced than us, possibly abduct people, and possibly mutilate cows are, of course, just going to be kind people. If you can find the best in beings that do that, you've got to be a pretty good person.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, these people that talk about all the odd things are sober because Gilliland Ranch has a no drinking and drugging policy.
What? That seems
No
like the
drinking and
two
drugging.
go together. Go drink
Nope.
and look at UFOs.
He wants sober-minded people there to see this, so that none of it ever gets blamed on,
Okay.
being drugged up. It also could be that he doesn't want, drunk people getting into fights over on his ranch.
Wow. I can see the
That's an
the
alien.
former
It
of
is
that.
not whack.
That makes a lot of sense, though. If you're trying to prove alien life, you want to have people there that are clear headed. You can't have a story that goes, I was so drunk, but I saw these aliens.
I did read an account of someone who actually went to the ranch. And first, they said that James Gilliland, the owner, was really, really nice. He came out with all the watchers with his night vision goggles on, and he would help point out various odd aerial phenomena throughout the night. Essentially saying, here, look at that light there. That one's moving. According to the writer, some of the lights pulse. Some would start to dim out and then get brighter. Others would start out small and get larger. She wasn't willing to commit to any of them being aliens, but she definitely was like, okay, I saw some stuff. I don't know if it's spaceships or not. Kind of like me.
Unexplained.
Yeah, she just knows that she saw distant lights in the sky doing things that she's never seen lights in the sky do before. She was also talking about how he let her play with his night vision goggles, that she got to sit there and walk around and look through them for a while.
That's
So,
cool.
cool dude. My final conclusion, if I'm ever in the area of Mount Adams, then I'll check out Gilliland's Ranch. And if you yourself want a pretty solid chance of seeing something that you might not be able to explain in the sky, it sounds like it's an actual solid bet to go there. I mean, if you don't believe me, just hop over on YouTube. There's plenty of video, and if there's more pictures, if you look.
Yeah. I have a question. When you said
Mm-hmm.
you looked up the state of Washington and it was a number one on the
Mm-hmm.
list,
Yeah,
did it show like who was number two and three?
I
I just
didn't
have a
care.
okay. I have a theory. No, I'm just wondering if the reason they see so much is because of the elevation where they're at.
It was this site, and it has like a map with all these little dots where there are UFO sightings. I actually looked up Forney. It was on there with 8 sightings.
Oh, so there is a
Forney is
website you could document
Forney
your sighting?
is a place in Texas where near where Jason and I grew up. What were you saying? While I was explaining
I'm just
Forney
saying.
to all the people that are not from Texas that listen to us.
uh, I was just saying, there's actually a website that you can actually submit your
Yeah.
account of a UFO.
Yes, there is.
Hmm.
If
Wonder
you
what the
want to know
requirements for that.
more, what?
I was just saying, I wonder what the requirement is for it to be a credible story for them to put it on their website.
Oh. I did, that wasn't part of what my episode was about, so I didn't give a shit.
That's why I was writing it down. I kind of just trailed off at the end. I'm getting real bad about that. My old age.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to talk to yourself while I don't know, recording a fucking podcast.
Oh man, I'm getting real bad at home. I'll
Okay.
start a sentence and then I'll just.
Jesus, Jason.
It's bad. It's friggin' bad.
Oh god. If you want to know more about Gilliland's Ranch, you can actually hear it from the horse's mouth, James Gilliland. He has a radio show slash podcast thing called As You Wish Talk Radio. You can download episodes, listen to him talk about things like aliens, Bigfoot, and other dimensions and other, you know, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Um, I'm going to round this episode out with a bit of reality. We've talked about some fantastical stuff and stuff that people may not believe in. So I want to grind this episode into some just concrete reality. I have made it clear in past episodes that I am cautious about volcanoes. Historically, Mount Adams has been one of the least monitored volcanoes until October 2024. So not that long ago. Historically, Mount Adams might experience an earthquake every few years, but in September of 2024, it experienced 6 earthquakes that month. Yeah. Scientists reacted by adding some temporary sensors to accompany the one permanent sensor that they keep in the Mount Adams area. According to the United States Geological Survey, Mount Adams is considered a high-risk volcano.
Oh, no.
This means that they consider it a volcano with high potential to threaten people and property. Mount Adams is the largest active volcano in Washington, even bigger than its neighbor, Mount St. Helens. Its last eruption was between 3,800 and 7,600 years ago. Furthermore, it's thought to be rarely explosive, just more oozy. Kind of like,
a boil?
Well, I mean, the way what I think of it like is when I went to Sicily, whenever I got married and I went to Sicily, Mount Etna is a volcano. It erupted while I was there. We're sitting there watching the volcano, and you just see all this white smoke come out, and all of a sudden the white smoke turned dark gray. And we're like, huh. And the lady's like, oh, that's not good. Well, it's good for the grapes, but it's not good for us. But yeah, I think it's that kind of eruption.
Oh,
The
mostly
USG,
add smoke.
maybe more oozy, like it'll just, like spurt out instead of like blow up like St. Helens did.
Mm.
USGS stated that they do not feel that there is any cause for concern and their alert level is normal. They figure it's a volcano doing volcano things.
That's not a good thing.
As for me, I think I might not go to Gilliland's ranch to see aliens or Mount Adams or to look at Bigfoot because I have no desire to watch a volcano that hasn't erupted in a couple thousand years that they say won't explode, possibly explode. Again, I will stay home and I will watch it on the news.
Yeah.
I've been near an erupting volcano once, and it was cool because Mount Etna is a nice, chill volcano. I don't want to go near one that may not be chill. Because Mount Etna didn't make any earthquakes while I was there. But anyways.
No, the likelihood of you getting swallowed up by that volcano at home is 0. The likelihood of it happening there is greater, no matter what. Yeah.
It is greater than 0. That is correct. So, yeah, good point, Jason. Thank you for helping me, justify my fears.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. Join us next time, unless Jason is abducted and probed by Bigfoot.
Please, I hope that doesn't happen.
You never know. If he's not, being used like a sock puppet by Bigfoot, he'll tell us some things that'll make us say, "Wait, what?" That's what I figure Bigfoot probing's like. All right. Bye. Thank you for joining us for Wait What? If you would, tell your friends or your enemies that they can watch us on YouTube or Rumble. And if you don't want to see our face, or if they don't want to see our faces, you can listen to us on your preferred audio platform. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, you name it, we're probably on there. Please like, review, and comment on whatever platform you joined us on today. We'd appreciate that a ton. Again, just thank you for listening and watching. We hope you'll join us next time. We'll make you say, "Wait, what?"